I'm sad to say this, but men cannot get quality women anymore. If I were to interview most of this watching this video and force you to tell the truth, most of you would admit that you would want a relationship if there were good, traditional and loyal women out there waiting for you guys. I don't want to hear the BS that you would still choose to walk this path alone when you could have your undefiled personal woman with the qualities you want. I know for a fact that most of you would take that deal and even get married. But we live in reality, not in the clouds, and the awful truth is most men are not getting these women anymore. That ship sailed a long time ago, and as we are witnessing in real-time, modern XXs are only getting worse by the day, to the point where flipping a coin on a relationship with one of these people is basically choosing to destroy your life. I wish you guys could have gotten the chance to experience a stable and happy family that looks to you for provision and guidance and treat you well, but by the looks of it, that is not going to happen with the actions of modern women. Most men who enter relationships will get cheated on, whether it's emotionally, physically, or financially, at some point in the relationship the longer it continues. It is almost guaranteed that you'll get cheated on, especially dating younger women like young millennials or Gen Z. If you don't know what emotional and financial affairs are, I'll give you a quick summary so you understand that just because it hasn't reached physical cheating doesn't mean you're not getting betrayed. Emotional cheating is basically her forming a non-sexual intimacy or connection with another person, typically by flirting, dirty talking, sexting, or leaning on that person emotionally for support. Most cheating starts with an emotional affair, which then leads to a physical affair. Next is the financial affair. It's basically having someone support you financially outside of your partner, where a woman has a boyfriend who supports her, but she also has a sugar daddy or another man who gives her money for her wants and needs outside her relationship. And we see this today online, where women who are in marriages or relationships go on sugar daddy sites seeking older men or men with money to fund their lifestyle, help them pay their bills, or get spoiled. Some men will pay these women an allowance and fully support them while clapping their cheeks, give them a small amount of money when the woman is in a bind, or pay the woman to leave after they've finished beating up that wet vice grip. And a lot of women are cheating on their men for money because the economy is getting worse, so it might start out as cheating financially and end up physically. Gents, let's get this video to 500 likes so we can get more people to see this message and hopefully save someone from the clutches of these 304s. I don't think I need to mention the physical cheating because we know that these 304s ain't loyal. Many of us get sent to the RP because we found out our girl or wife was bouncing on another man's digging stick while we were paying and supporting her. A lot of us caught our woman in the act of getting piked down viciously by a dude with a 10-inch salami that was way bigger than ours. Many of us get tricked, lied to, deceived, taken for a fool, and treated like trash while she was getting those long strokes by Tyrone's Black Eagle. We've all been there, so we know they cannot be trusted. And if she isn't getting piped down at the moment, she has men in her orbit waiting for us to mess up and take our spot when we are with her or broken up. So why on earth would men that are awake choose to return to the plantation? This is why men are walking away, because we know too much. The term "the juice isn't worth the squeeze" alone should tell you what you need to know. So that is why men are not entering back into relationships anymore. They know their woman will have a Johnson somewhere inside their body at some point, and they are choosing to avoid that reality. With that said, men are seeing the wicked ways of these XXs and how they can't keep it in their pants, and are deciding to go their own way because they know it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the betrayal comes. XXs are exposing the truth on social media for a little bit of attention, and men realize that they have been fed a lie that women are naturally monogamous. But the truth has been revealed that they're not, and most of them will eventually cheat. So men are wondering, what's the point of dating these 304s if they're just going to get betrayed anyways? This is leading more men to walk away. Even the incels and men who have never been inside a woman are starting to check out. So much so that when older women want to be with these men so they can have a step dummy or get the wedding, these men aren't taking that deal anymore because they know it's not going to end well for them. Thank God for social media for exposing the truth about modern women. Men now know their women will cheat eventually, and they are choosing to stay single instead of taking a bad deal. The next thing that modern XXs are sure to do to men is use them for their money, energy, attention, and time, or, in other words, their meat. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams for coming up with the term and leave them for a better option. We live in a hypergamy society where nothing that men do for modern women is enough. A man could give a woman a decent life where she doesn't have to worry about her wants and needs and can still enjoy the finer things in life, and it still won't be enough. He can literally be a man that has most of what she wants, and she'll reject that man thinking there's someone better out there. And even when she finds a better man, she'll still find some fault and go searching for a better option while getting pounded out on the CC. This is what men have to deal with, and a good portion of men just decide to give up and throw in the towel. Men realize that no matter what they do and come to the table with, it is typically not enough, and these women will still want these men to strive for more no matter what. Even if the man makes good money and he's financially responsible, she cannot satisfy with what he has, and men are just sick and tired of trying to please these unpleasable women. So what are these men deciding to do? Walk away and never look back. And the worst part is some of these ex-exes will gladly open their legs to men with very little resources, but hold out on the good men with more resources than the pookie, who they let bust up inside them. This is happening, and men realize that they can't win and are choosing to stay single instead of volunteering to be used and discarded like tissue paper. So is it all doom and gloom for relationships, or am I taking it out of control? Well, look around you and tell me if people are in loving and happy relationships. Most aren't, and what you see online or in person is not an accurate depiction of whether or not a couple is happy, so unless you just don't care about getting divorced and losing what you worked so hard to gain, leave relationships alone. The bottom line is relationships aren't meant for everyone, so if you assess the risks versus rewards, and it doesn't make sense to you, then stay single and go your own way and live some life. That's the best advice that I can give you. If you want to watch part 1 of the cold truth of why men are going their own way, then click the video on the screen right now.